Here we go. All right, it looks like we're recording. Does it show we're recording on your side?
We're good.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so my name is Heather Lyle. I help business owners, entrepreneurs, and organizational leaders stay focused on their infinite potential while I reverse engineer their end results. So I'm kind of like Google Maps. You just type in your end destination, and I help provide those step-by-step directions along the way to get you there and help you avoid those nasty potholes as well too. But today we're going to be talking about burnout and how it relates to your health and what it does to impact your health. And today I am so excited to have Brittany Dingler with Fit Life Parenting join me. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to talk with me this morning about burnout and your health. So just give us the 30,000 foot version of who you are and what you do, Brittany.
Well, first off, like I said, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to do this, and you're just honestly amazing. So I just was really excited to do this too. But a little bit about me. So I am a health and nutrition educator, and then I'm also a pre and postnatal trainer as well. And so basically the entire idea of Fit Life Parenting came to be because we saw how many parents were confused at how to live a healthy lifestyle before, during, and after pregnancy, and just and so we got told so many things of you'll never be in shape again, your health kind of goes down the drain. And so it really was just helping empower parents to learn how to create that healthy lifestyle so not only they can be healthy themselves but pass that on to their family as well. So I'm just really passionate about helping the parents and then also helping that go down to their kids as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, then you'll get a kick out of this. You know, it's interesting. I had a blog post that I dropped this morning. Actually, back up a couple of weeks, I did a blog post on burnout, and I've had thousands of views on it. And it was the first blog post where I've ever had that much activity. And so I was like, this struck a chord with some people. And it really resonated. And so I kind of wanted to take a deeper dive on that. And so I pushed out a blog post this morning, just talking about, do you feel exhausted and why you might be feeling exhausted right now? And funny enough, my littlest guy, so my kids are back in school, and my littlest, who's in third grade elementary school, he was telling me the other day about his, what they call brain breaks at school. And and they didn't used to do this before, but I think that COVID has just definitely changed the landscape of how teachers are having to work with students and that kind of thing too. But anyway, nevertheless, getting back into school, back into that rhythm has been it's been a hard start, And so these brain breaks, 5 to 7 minutes periodically throughout the day. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant, to do for kids. And it got me to thinking about, we as adults, how do we be kind to our bodies? How do we be kind to our minds? What do we do to give ourselves brain breaks as well too? And in my blog post, I talked about my 4 tips, and I want to hear what you have to say, Brittany, too, for that matter. But mine is I take a morning walk every single morning, or if I can't do it in the morning because I've got something going on, then I'll do it in the evening. But every single day I've got to get in. I typically try to get around 15,000 steps a day, but just,
wow, that's awesome.
I try. Not every day is perfect, but I try. I drink a ton of water throughout the day as well too. And, thirdly, when I need a break, I take a break. I think so much of our health is being aware of what we need and being mindful of that and not trying to push through it just to push through it.
Yeah.
And then sleep is huge for me as well too. But, it was just interesting how, my kids are learning this at school, these ideas of brain breaks. And it just got me to thinking, okay, what else can we as adults, business owners who are just busy. We've had to pivot so much this past year because of all the craziness that COVID has brought along with it. And our brains are overloaded. Our bodies, people probably aren't taking care of themselves as much as they should. So I want to pivot the conversation to you and ask you, what are your top tips when it comes to we business owners, we adults taking care of ourselves?
Okay, yeah, and that's a perfect question. So the biggest thing that I would say, especially when it comes to entrepreneurs, is when we are working for ourselves, we get to create our own schedule. And that's what a lot of us absolutely love.
Yeah.
But sometimes we don't get into the routines that we need to. And so a lot of times what I see work really well for people is when you still have a routine and things that you can actually, count on every single day, to where you're like, okay, this is how my morning's going to go, my afternoon, my evening, kind of like you said, every single morning you love to get up, move your body, get outside, and get your walk in, which I think is, wonderful. And so it's really just kind of creating those routines, just kind of like our kids do every single day. They want to know what to expect next.
Right.
And so as entrepreneurs, like you said, we have to pivot. We have all these different things going on. But if we can kind of structure our day, that actually sets us up for better success as well. And so, kind of like you said too, just listening to your body and figuring things out. And so the biggest thing that I see is sometimes we tend to put our health on the back burner because we have so many other things that take a priority. And a lot of people, from the conversations that I've had with clients and just people in general, a lot of people believe that living a healthy lifestyle and nutrition and exercise is so complicated that that's why it takes a back seat. And so that's where my job comes in, to show you that it actually, one, you don't have to make it take a back seat, but two, the reasons why you should prioritize it as well, and how that will help you be so much more successful in every other area of your life as well.
All about forming habits,
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's just doing things that you can see yourself doing forever. So, depending upon where you are, if you are lacking sleep, and you really are stressed out, listen to your body and say, okay, what do I need to feel like me again? What do I need to do every single day to keep my body thriving? So is that, taking the brain breaks, like you said? Is it going out for a walk a couple times a day? So a big thing that I try to tell people to do is once an hour, just get up and walk for 5 minutes, move your body, get your blood flowing, listen to some music, listen to a podcast, just kind of like take your mind away from something, to just kind of like reset everything. And I love what you said about prioritizing sleep. So I don't tell too many people this, but I take a nap every day.
You take a nap?
Yeah, I'm like a 3-year-old. But that's what my body needs. And so even though I get 8 hours of sleep a night, like around the 2:30, 3 o'clock time, I'm exhausted. And I know that my kid's going to be getting up from her nap soon. So I take a 20 to 30 minute nap every day, but that kind of rejuvenates me to keep going throughout the rest of the day. And then that also allows me to work after she goes to sleep as well. So, it really is just figuring out what works for you. Because, we can see our neighbor doing things, we can see, our best friend doing things, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to work for our lives.
I love the idea of a nap. I really, really do. My thing is that when I get up, sometimes I feel groggy. And so my husband was telling me, it's just like, okay, if you have a cup of tea or coffee before you take your nap, and then when you wake up, the caffeine will have kicked in, and you'll feel like you can go do everything.
Hey, that could absolutely be that too. Try it out and let us know how it works.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, obviously you don't have to take a nap every day, but for me, that's what works. And so I used to kind of like keep that a secret, and I felt ashamed of that, but I'm like, I work better that way. So, other people, they can just kind of bust through the entire day, and that's great too. But to avoid burnout, it really is just understanding your body. And I think a lot of us don't take the time to ask ourselves, like, how's my body feeling? Like, how am I feeling my body? Am I, moving my body intentionally through my workouts, or just throughout the day with regular movement? What does my nutrition look like? What type of foods am I eating throughout the day? So, like I said, especially as entrepreneurs, like, I don't know maybe how your eating has changed now that you're home all the time, but it's a very big difference as to being, in a corporate office building where you have lunch, you might bring a snack, and then you're done.
Yeah, no, for sure. So as far as like top takeaways, tips that people can take away from this conversation and implement immediately: being mindful, just being self-aware, and stopping throughout the day. Do you think that's something? So give me your top 2 or 3. What do you recommend?
Yeah, I just recommend it, especially because obviously I deal more with nutrition, habits, and
Mhm.
mindset. I would just say make a plan, and a plan that you can stick with. So the biggest thing that I would tell you is take a deep dive into your nutrition and see what that looks like, because it might be, you might feel so burnt out because you're not feeding your body the foods
Yeah.
that it needs to be fueled properly.
Yeah.
So maybe you can change a little bit with your nutrition to give you some more energy, and it makes you, a little bit happier and a little less stressed. So I really would just like make a plan when it comes to your nutrition and try to get in, really healthy foods throughout the day. But also, yeah, looking at those stress levels, looking at your sleep and prioritizing that, and just moving your body intentionally. Because I do think a lot of us, we think that we're moving, we think that we're doing all of these things, but when it comes down to it, you look at your Fitbit or your Apple Watch and you're like, I moved 20 steps today. I've been at my computer, for 5 hours. So it really is just creating that conscious awareness of what you're doing every single day that I really do think can be the key into helping people, just really elevate their health in so many areas of their life.
Conscious awareness. I'm kind of liking it. Okay, so I am also going to link Fit Life Parenting. I'm going to comment below and put your link in there, because oh my gosh, if you need help with getting your head in the game with what you need to be doing as far as nutrition and moving your body, Brittany is your girl to do that too. So anyway, we'll do that.
Have to be as complicated as everyone makes it seem. I make it the least amount of complicated as I possibly can. So
excellent. All right. Well, then I will link you below in the comment section. And again, thank you so much for joining me today. I so appreciate it. And I hope that the people who are watching this derive some benefit and some value from it, and share it with others that you feel like might get some benefit from it as well too. So anyway, thank you all so much, and until next time. All right.
bye.
Bye.